Boom, boom, kaboom, and welcome to another Tuesday night edition of Gaming After Dark, episode 38, as a matter of fact. Good evening, everybody. The chat, you guys are already on fire, and let's get ready to go. This should be a dynamite show. We've got some big topics this week. Unless you've been living under a rock, there's been a lot going down, especially from the Xbox side of things, and not a lot of great news. It certainly has the industry in an uproar over exactly, as my title says, what the F is going on at Xbox? What is going on indeed? A lot of shit's getting canned, studios getting under, layoffs, you name it. Then there's the whole argument about Game Pass, whether it's profitable or not profitable, all that sort of stuff, that and a whole lot more. We're going to get right into it. So let's bring in the panel and we'll say hello to the chat. But starting off with the man who brings some of the best arguments and certainly some of the best rants out there, the Shaded Wonder himself, a.k.a. Perry, the GameComplainers, is in the house.
What is going on, everybody in the chat and on the panel? And Newf, how the hell you doing?
Doing all right, my brother, doing all right. All right, let's bring in the Red Menace himself, who sounds like he's ready to go and fired up for this one.
Whoa, what is up, everybody? 38 of Gaming After Dark. Y'all know where your mom is at? I do. We ready for it? Let's go. The chat's looking beautiful as always. You gentlemen are looking lovely as always. Let's get down to it.
Indeed. Speaking of people that get down to it, the man, the bowling master himself is ready to go. I'm pretty sure he's dying to talk about the latest game to come to Xbox called Mecha Break. Let's bring in Sir X-Man.
Before we start, I want to send all my prayers out to the people and the children that passed away in Texas because of the floods. And I want to send my condolences out to them, because it's a tragic thing. And we play games, but we still care about what happens in the world because there's still real life out there.
Amen.
And send my condolences. Other than that, Proto, what's up, buddy? And I wanna thank you, Perry, and Wiki for helping me out a little bit when I was going through a mental block. I appreciate that, guys. You got me in your soul forever. Thank you.
Anytime, buddy.
We got a great team here, guys. We got a great team. I'm very fortunate to have all you guys near and dear, and we got a great chat as well. And last but not least, the man who lives under the sea. Right now, his life's been kind of
bring in our little mermaid.
Back this week after he's still under duress and he sounds a little worse for wear, but hey, we wouldn't have it any other way. We're glad he's back this week. Your Wicked Hawt is in the house.
What's up, boys? What's up, Chad? Is it hot in here or is it just me? Because it's Tuesday night and it's Gaming After Dark, so let's get fucking to it.
Absolutely. Man's been living out of a takeout box in Garbage Bag City, I'm sure.
Hey,
Wicked, congratulations, Your Wicked Hawt.
Thank you, man. We got you, X-Man. We got you, bro.
Wicked. It must be nice to have your own internet in your place all to yourself.
bro, my wife, so I've been working all like the whole week. She was setting everything up to have everybody, the movers bring some stuff to the house that we bought. And so she set up the internet, and it was kind of moving slow for 1 minute. So I'm sitting in the room with her. I'm like investigating it. So what plan did you get with Xfinity? Because I saw they had multiple. Please tell me you didn't get max of a 200 MB, millibytes per second. I'm like, please don't tell me it's that. I'm like, because there's 300, 500, a gig up, gig down. And then she sends me a picture today. It's a gig up and a gig down. I was like,
nice. You're living life now.
There you go.
I've seen the light.
Hey, I knew maybe Canada could give y'all internet like that, right?
Yeah, right.
Canada's got pretty good internet.
Yeah.
Just like that episode of South Park.
Canadian internet, jeez Louise. As far as we move past dial-up up here, like jumping.
Yo, believe it or not, X-Man, you talk about how I'm not that old school, bro. I still use AOL. Who in this chat still uses AOL?
What the fuck? Who does?
That's right. Gang on site. AOL American Online. What up, bitch?
Wow.
AOL.
I thought
Man's
they
got
died with
AOL
Windows
disc.
XP.
Man's got
man.
AOL disc
No.
with beer coats.
Now I'm
back
just
there.
messing with you guys, but I really do still use it. AIM
Oh
died.
my God.
Like instant messenger died, but I still use my AOL, bro. That's my
Do
main.
you still use MySpace?
No.
I wish, dude. Tom was a real friend, and we betrayed him.
He was.
Yeah.
This other guy from Facebook, he doesn't care about you. Not like Tom.
Well, it's because he's incapable of caring. He's a robot.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, you trying to say he's the first AI?
Bro, he looks like what's that movie, Max and Me, the one with the alien?
Oh yeah.
That's what that looks like.
Fuck.
You know what's sad?
Oh.
Real quick, when I look at him, I swear to God, I see that guy that was in that game with that girl with the purple hair and stuff like that. The movie, Scott Pilgrim. I swear to God, he looked like Scott Pilgrim.
Oh wow.
Just
Now you
looks
gotta be searching. You gotta be besmirching Scott Pilgrim that way. Now, come on, that's awful.
I
It's
know,
terrible.
The disrespect, right?
The
Let's give a shout out to the amazing chat who are with us once again this week, starting with Wesson, who was one of the first here. We got Talos Ray in the house. What's going on, brother? Good to see you. Our
Welcome,
good friend
my friend.
Fazan928, aka Frank, is hanging out with us tonight. Good to see you, Frank. Thanks for being here. Supersonic Station is in the building. My VR brother from another mother. Good to see you. Dizzy Delta 99 hanging out with us as well. What's going on? Our good friend Dizzy from up here in Canada. We got our Rob as well in the building. Our good multiplayer compadre. We got Dreadpool is hanging out with us. Dread, I did send you the link. If you're able to jump in, great. If you cannot, we certainly understand. Hockey fan is in the house. What's going on? We got El Nini hanging out with us as well, and I think we've caught up with everybody right now. And thank you guys so much for being here. What's everybody been playing? Let's go around the circle as we appear on screen. Let's start with Perry. Perry, what game has been keeping you the busiest since the last time we chatted?
I've been playing Mario Strikers and a little bit of Helldivers too.
Nice. You're
Yeah.
playing it on the Xbox right now?
No.
Oh, you got
Oh,
jokes.
This is out in August. I'm playing on PlayStation. I'm not buying
Oh,
on Xbox.
that was
We'll talk
August,
about that later.
August on Xbox, right?
But yeah, Mario
Right,
Strikers.
play.
It's on Switch too. If you have the expansion, the online expansion, and you can play online with people, which is incredible. So
Nice.
awesome.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, that's right. I forgot because Helldivers actually, oddly enough, comes out the same day as Gears Reload. How weird is that? A PlayStation title going over to Xbox on the 26th, and then an Xbox game coming over to PlayStation. It's just kind of weird.
That was
Newf,
coordinated.
it's like a sports trade, Newf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like right before the deadline. It's like, we're gonna make a trade.
Feels like that, right?
I know it literally feels like a sports trade with the game.
Proto Foxy, what's up, brother? Good to see you. And what game you been playing, bro?
Been playing a few actually. Finished Sonic Mania, at least the first playthrough. I'm going to go through the Encore mode eventually. Moved over to Sonic Superstars, and then on PS Plus, because you're on the Essential tier. One of the games this month was Diablo 4, and I started that. So giving that a go. So that's kind of what I've been bouncing back and forth between.
You need to hook up your 32X to your Genesis and play Sonic Spinball.
Oh man, I have the Genesis Sonic Spinball.
But you can't play it without the 32X module.
No, yeah, you can. You can. That was a Genesis title. You might be thinking of Knuckles Chaotix.
No. Sonic Spinball was on the Genesis with the 32X.
Yeah, it was on.
I had to have the 32X to play it, dude.
Well, that's strange because I was just because I had just reacquired Spinball and tested it on my Genesis.
You know what? Challenge accepted.
Okay. All right. I'll get it on camera for you. I'll hook it up.
Love it.
Nice. How about yourself, Wicked Hawt? What have you been playing? Probably very little, I guess, because you've been so busy with the move.
Yeah, dude. I've had even when I sit down, I've barely gamed, but I did poke a little bit at Mecha Break, and I would advise y'all to try this game out. I'm pretty sure it's free to play. Is it free to play, right?
Yes, sir.
And if you have Ultimate Game Pass, you get some incentives with it. But it is free to play.
Xbox or PC
I'm
only.
gonna let X-Man really get into that later, but the best way I can describe it is you are a Transformer / Gundam with certain abilities, and I guess they would break up the classes in such a way that, like Warhammer,
It's equal across the board.
The Space Marine. If you ever played the Space Marine online, they kind of break up the classes in that way. They're it took me about 20 minutes to pick one, but other than that, I did just play Tony Hawk this morning and today before the show.
The new 3 and 4?
Yes, 3 and 4.
Cool. Well, you've been busy. You've been busy in every sense of the word.
Did you set up a sexy girl for your pilot?
Oh, by the way, just like a side note before it goes to X-Men, you can make a guy and or a girl, and you can edit their assets.
So they see my assets. I put it on Twitter. They saw it.
Oh, dude, there is about a jiggle physic when you eject after you're dead. You see it every time you die, basically.
When you ejaculate.
When you eject.
When you ejaculate out of a cockpit.
Newf, I'm telling you, you gotta make yourself a girl. Unless you want to do with an absolute dump.
They got a butt and thigh and breast.
No, man, I gotta make a deal with an absolute dump truck.
They got those. You could even make her feet smaller. Oh,
I want big feet.
Slider bars. I'm gonna make a character in a giant dick. It'll be bigger than a joystick. I'll call him Tripod.
It'll be down to his ankle.
Okay, that's kind of scary.
Newf's like, it's my character. I'll have it my way.
That's right. I'm trying to make myself in a different world.
Trying to live a fantasy life.
Slider bars to the max.
Call it Mecha Cheeks. We call it Mecha Cheeks.
Mecha Cheeks. Giant nude mechs going around.
Yeah,
you got enough of that in that Persona game. Remember the first one that came out? Yeah.
All right. And Sir X-Men, how about yourself, Ben? What games have been keeping you busy?
Make a break bowling and Battlefield and a little Marvel versus Capcom collection. That's it.
That's a diverse lineup right there for you.
Oh yeah.
Fighter, mech shooter, bowling. Yeah, holy shit.
And Battlefield. It was double XP
shooting.
Weekend. I had to stop playing Mecha Break because it was double XP weekend.
Jesus. That sounds like an interesting couple of games. It sounds like almost as interesting as the Human Centipede.
Well, I'm retired. I got plenty. I'm retired. I got plenty of time. I'm good.
Yeah.
I got time, but I ain't got the money.
No. You did it wrong. How you do this? I got time on my side.
Oh, chat, you guys are amazing. We got Hockey Fan, R. Rob, Infinite Hero was here as well. Fazza, El Nini, man, the list goes on. AP Cool J is in the house. Supersonic Station, you guys are amazing. Thanks for being here. All right, I'm going to get a little something out of the way, and this is going to break my heart to say it to you guys, but I said I would. I was going to leave it pretty much till the last, to the end of the month, but I might as well just get it out of the way now. That way you guys can, clear your schedules to pick up the last couple of shows. And if you already haven't picked up on that, I am shutting down Gaming After Dark as effective the end of the month. What that means is I'm moving away sort of from the full-time podcasting gig, and I'll just be doing the occasional stream and maybe a podcast here and there. If the content is good and I get a few invites or something like that, perhaps. But I'm not going to be committing myself any longer to a steady Tuesday gig or Wednesday gig or any type of gig. Period. So Gaming After Dark is shutting down. I won't be heading it up. I won't be hosting anymore, that sort of stuff. So it pains me to say this is an amazing panel, and I want to make sure that everybody knows it's got nothing to do with the panel. They've been absolutely dynamite from start to finish. And this is not an April Fool's joke. This is not some kind of, bullshit like that. It's this is the end of the road. I'm calling it here. It's been, well over, well over 10 years and counting, pretty much into this racket since 2014. Not as long as Perry's been at this stuff, but it's been a long time, and I'm just shifting it up a little bit. But with saying that, the boys may have a little something to say. I know they want to keep going. You know that, and they've asked me even if they could keep going under Gaming After Dark, and I have said no. Simply because Gaming After Dark is sort of a piece of me. It's kind of, it's been my flagship podcast. And no offense, but the last time I handed off a podcast to somebody, they basically more or less have given me the big middle finger because they haven't even sent me a goddamn invite to be on the fucking thing in like 2 fucking years. So, for a guy who used to host a goddamn show, not to get an invite back to it, it's a little bit kind of sad. But whatever. It is what it is, right? So, but anyway, that's it. That's the announcement. So I'll get it out of the way, and but I think the boys have something they want to maybe say to you.
So
if the owners had a won, your ass would have still been doing the show.
So anyway, you guys mind if I take the reins on this?
Yeah, you get all, baby.
All right. So with all that being said, the rest of us, saying this more out to the chat than everything else, because obviously we've already talked about it. We're just going to migrate over to my channel, and we're going to keep the Tuesday night slot. We are going to move a half hour earlier to 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to keep some continuity. We'll still all have a place to go on Tuesday nights. It's just going to move over to my channel, obviously being that the name Gaming After Dark is retiring. We are all going to come up with a new name. Format will be very similar. Obviously, we're not going to be completely riding off the nuts of what you created here, Newf. We made that clear. We're going to do a couple little tweaks here and there, but it's going to be very familiar. So I really hope to see all the lovely people that show up every week, every Tuesday night that are loyal to us and very happy with all the entertainment we provide for you guys. To just move over and we're going to keep Tuesday nights going. It'll just have a new venue starting August, because obviously you're ending in July, and we'll just pick right back up in August. Yeah. And I for myself, outside of the fact that the four of all of us, I don't want to discount you, Newf, but being that you're stepping away, the rest of the panel, we all work incredibly well together. And we've got a great chemistry, but really it was more about wanting to keep the show going for everybody that tunes in every Tuesday night, because you said it when you announced, we've got a hell of a chat. We've got a very loyal crowd here that's here every Tuesday night. And so it's like, not only will it be a place for, not only be a place for us every Tuesday night to keep continuing what we're doing, but it's Tuesday night for everybody else. And that's kind of where I see it, and that's where I figure we'll just take up the reins, and hopefully we don't skip a beat.
Nothing makes me happier than to see you guys, one, continue your friendship, continue the podcast, which is simply
these guys ain't my friends.
They're
my compadres. It's a difference.
I know. You guys are my friends. I consider you family at this point. Nothing really changes. I'll still be gaming. Like, I want to make people clear, like, I'm not leaving the community. I'm not like, nobody hears nothing. Like, I'll still be gaming. I'll still be running like sort of community game days or whatever, and different things. And I'll be popping on this show probably every blue moon or whatever. You guys send me an invite if there's some kind of thing, and I might be able to jump on. That sort of stuff. I just want to step away from the full-time gig of committing to a show. There's a lot going on. I'm going to be busy again in the winter and stuff, and it's just I just think it's time. You know what I mean? It's just time. But I love what you guys are going to do. I'm going to continue it on, and not a whole lot's changed, right? So that's fantastic, man. I'm glad to hear it. So I wish you nothing but the best and support, and I think the chat feels the same. I just hope a lot of the guys who are on following my channel will definitely follow yours and continue on coming over to be there for you guys as well. So
thank you.
I hope so. You couldn't say it better, and much appreciated, Newf, for letting us say that we're going to continue on after you've made the announcement that you're stepping away, because sometimes it'd be like, oh, hey, we would have to do that elsewhere or something. And just in different bits of entertainment that I've been involved with, it's like, okay, don't step on my toes with what you plan on doing to pick up or whatever. So I for at least on my behalf, I want to say I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's awesome,
And thank you for bringing us together, bro. Because
absolutely.
No, you stole what I was going to say, you little fucker.
Oh my bad.
That was for me.
Take it.
That was
You can
for
take.
me.
You can take. You can take.
You know what? You know what your problem is, Wicked? I'm tired of you thinking like me. You always think like me. That's
it's because we be hanging out all the time, Dad.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Feelings mutual, Frank, bro. You've been awesome, man. I greatly appreciate your support, and we've had a lot of fun. Like 40-odd episodes in, and time flies, right? It's crazy.
Hey, Frank, we got a spot for you now.
You know, this whole panel's been great, and you know, the instant edition of Wicked Hawt's been nothing but absolutely dynamite. You know, it's just been like I said, it's been a good chemistry. I'm glad that you guys want to keep it going because you know, you don't find it every day. And we're very like-minded individuals. You know, we don't agree on everything, but we have a lot of fun. And I think one thing the chat often doesn't realize, Frank can probably attest this, but we have a lot of fun behind the scenes too. The conversations we had, you know, prior to the show starting or after the show ends sometimes, or within the game nights that we've had, whether it's Battlefield or obviously Wicked Hawt's been hanging out a lot with Sir X and doing the bowling, and me and Perry and Frank and Fred and different people and Piggles have been playing Mario Kart, and you know, like the list goes on, and that's to me, that's like the hidden bonus of all this stuff that has brought us all together, and we've been able to play some games and have fun, and I hope that definitely continues. Whether it's on, like I said, I'm going to be moving almost full time to PlayStation pretty soon as my Game Pass expires. Then I'm going exclusive to PlayStation. I'm done with Xbox, and I'm going to get into that, and I probably have a ton of reasons why. But we're going to get into it because we're going to get into the topics right away here. So, yeah. All right. So speaking of Xbox and all the topics, this might as well get right into it. And what the fuck is going on at Xbox? Guys, like I said, unless you've been living under a rock, like the media has blown up this past week. And it's like, you know, we love Xbox dearly. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't without them. But with saying that, like now it's gotten beyond being a bit silly. Like now it's getting like another round of layoffs, and we all understand it's part of the industry. We kind of get it. But with saying that, how can you be a $1 billion company, come out and say you're making record profits, show these pie charts and these graphs and all this growth you supposedly talk about, and still axe a lot of people in? So does that mean you grossly mishired too many people? Is that what it is? Or are you guys lying and basically these are the people that are getting replaced by AI within the next couple of years? And on top of that, the games that just got canceled. So for those of you who don't know this already, Perfect Dark got canceled. The Initiative got shut down. Everwild has been canned, you know, the game that's been in development hell for fucking eternity over at Rare, because Rare can't apparently do anything but a boat in the water with Sea of Thieves. And even the real kicker, this is the one that really kicked me in the junk, Forza from Turn 10 getting fucking pulled the plug apparently. That's a flagship game. I mean, fucking Forza Horizon does not exist without Forza Motorsport. And I'm sorry, as much as I love Forza Horizon, I love Forza Motorsport. Like, that is the de facto game. But nobody's going to sit here and fucking sugarcoat this. The last Forza Motorsport that came out was not the game any of us had hoped for. That game should have been the definitive racing game on the planet, and it was not. Maybe some of you might disagree with me on that, but as a longtime Forza guy who's had every Forza game since the first one, I can tell you that Forza 7 runs fucking circles around the last one. Way more content. The graphics are probably just as good, if not better, in Forza 7, even though they tried to tell us they weren't.
Forza 8.
You know,
Forza 7 looks better to me than Forza 8.
Well, Forza is just called Forza Motorsport, which is technically 8, but right. I don't know. To me, it doesn't look as good, and they said it was supposed to be better, like built from the ground up. Well, what did you build from the fucking ground up? Did you literally build the ground? Because I don't know where the fuck all the tech went, where all the 6 or 7 years in development, and you actually went behind. I mean, even took out the drive tires and all that shit, did they not? right? So I don't know. I'll let you guys weigh in on what the hell is going on in Xbox, because obviously Phil's not in charge of this ship. Something's definitely stinks over there. The fingers are being pointed in multiple directions, but it's not looking very good. And I don't care. Like Game Pass might be the one bright light and shining armor, so to speak, but Game Pass cannot put out this dumpster fire that is Xbox right now. Anybody, take the wheel.
I'll let you guys go first because I have a rant about the Forza thing. Go for it, guys.
Okay. Well, I just did a whole long spiel at the beginning of the show, so I won't take the floor first. So either Perry or
dude, take the floor. Pull off your shoes, get in your comfortable socks, rub the carpet like they said in Die Hard, and let it go.
Oh God! You put on my house shoes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What? I mean, I guess what you could say what the fuck's going on with Xbox is, because you had said it, is Phil really in charge? At this point, we're seeing that he's really not. It's Microsoft's show, right? It's how it's always been. Microsoft is own Xbox, but they let that arm be autonomous for so long. But after multi-billion-dollar acquisitions, it's time for, and I said it before, and I don't mean to be facetious about it or anything like that. I said it before that it's, the loan sharks start calling in, right? Calling in that the payback. Where's my money? Where's my money? But really, what's sad about it is that's exactly what's happening. And it's cutting the heads off because let's just be clear. First off, this layoff, these layoffs and shit, it didn't just hit the Xbox division. It hit Microsoft across the board. They gutted a lot of divisions across Microsoft. And if it's true what the reports are saying, that it's, for heavy investment in AI, Microsoft can go fuck themselves. That's disgusting. That you're going to replace people, hardworking people with AI. You can go fuck yourself. And anybody that can support that, you can go fuck yourself. That's disgusting. These are real people. These are real human beings that have families that they provide for, that they, if they got bills to pay like you and me, and you're going to cut off their supply, or their ability to make money, and cut off that kind of supply to them, so you can fucking put AI in charge. Go fuck yourself. As far as the cancellations go, it sucks, man. Any company, and I think it was Sathias in the chat, has said, something about the effect of, Sony does it, nobody bats an eye. No, it's wrong across the board, especially if you've got that kind of corporate money backing you. That's wrong. They shouldn't be canceling this shit. And, shit like Perfect Dark and what was it, Everwild? I believe those two in particular, those were promised the beginning of like last gen, weren't they? If I recall correctly. Or it was like the Xbox One gen. These were games that they've been talking about for a fucking decade. And all of a sudden, now we're just going to gut everything and then reallocate. It's, I don't know how you want to say it. If it's they grew too fast at this point, especially after the Activision acquisition, whatever. And you can only, and even the defenders out there, the die-hard Xbox guys who will live and die on Phil Spencer's sword, even these guys can take one look and say, okay, now you're not just cutting redundant positions here at this point. This is real people, and it's having real effects. You're shutting down studios, you're canceling games. And with that they are a $1 trillion business, multi-trillion, with a T, not a B, not an M, a T.
This is what the last couple of days looked like to me, though. It was like, oh, look, Xbox lays off 9,000 employees, cuts this game, and this game. And all of a sudden it's like, oh, look, Helldivers coming to Xbox.
Yep, yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. They got Helldivers too. A live service game that we knew that would probably go multi-platform anyway, because they made it clear that all our live service games are going to go multi-plat, because that's the way they want to run it. But it'll be okay. Helldivers 2 is coming.
PlayStation games. They're coming. I see the train over the mountain. I see the smoke. They're coming.
The day is saved, and the ponies out there, the horrible ponies that talk so much shit about Xbox all day, because that's what we are, right? We're those horrible ponies all fucking day talking bad about Xbox. It's good, they're proven wrong because it's going over. They're getting hell divers. I mean, it's just. I think I'm more upset at the fact that it was an across the board thing, and if the rumors are proven to be true that they're doing this to fucking put money into AI, fuck you, man. How can anyone support a company that fucking heartless?
We got a super chat coming in courtesy of my former colleague over at Good Morning Xbox. Eternal Shaddai drops 10 in the chat. Perry, you can take this one away.
Satya Nadella announced AI is transforming our workforce. Moments later, employees got emails titled "Transform yourself" out of the building. Satya's dirty tactics and greed. Well, there you go.
Oh,
It's as much as we want to joke about it, that's probably not far from the fucking truth.
No.
But on the same side, I mean, it was finally good to see some of the more credible sources in the game industry, and certainly from the influencer standpoint, kind of take a bit of a stand on this and kind of go like, what is going on? Because like even Declan Gary, takes a pretty hardcore stance toward Xbox. He's just like, what the frig, right? Like, seriously, like the layoffs are one thing. And then the studio closures, especially like the Initiative, which they spent so much money on this studio and had some of the biggest names in the game industry put together for this game. And like Perry said, he was looking forward to Perfect Dark. And I think majority of us here were. I mean, after seeing the trailer, I was stoked for it. I couldn't wait to play it.
My wife was looking forward to that game too. But what are you going to do, right? This is why I don't like the waiting thing. Wait. Stay subscribed or keep waiting. Well, I waited, and guess what? I got fucked. Just saying. And I want to say one thing, okay? All these people out there saying, well, who cared about Perfect Dark anyway? I fucking did, you stupid bastard.
Lots of people did.
Oh, well, I was waiting for, State of Decay 3. That's great. But I was waiting for Perfect Dark. So don't say, oh, well, they weren't going to do a good job of Perfect Dark anyway. No. Fuck face. It doesn't work like that. I paid money, all right? I wanted that game. Now I'm not getting it. So what the fuck am I sticking around for?
Makes you wonder what else is getting cut, right? Because I don't think this is the end of it.
No.
Yeah, we don't know. We have no idea. Maybe State of Decay 3 gets cut. And then are people going to finally take the tinfoil hat off and actually report this stuff?
Nope.
I don't know.
That game's been in development for a fucking long time.
Yeah.
You notice that trend that all the games come out like
I see that fucking lady.
State of Decay came out, State of Decay 2 came out in no time. And State of Decay 3 seems to be taking fucking forever. It's like all of a sudden these guys don't remember how to make a game, or is it because Microsoft threw a boatload of money at them? They're all fucking bathing in it for the first 3 years. Oh, look, we're rich developers. We can take our fucking good time. I don't know.
Yeah, you can only say okay so many times before you have to draw a line in the sand and you can't go by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times are we going to allow Xbox to just change the plans on you? Then they cancel the games.
Hey,
then
they
tell you to sub.
Changing. Wake up.
What's up? So yeah, no, it's just like, dude, they just change all the time, and I've always just went with the flow because you know what, I'm an Xbox guy, so I'm just like, all right, cool, like, you told me you're gonna wait, I stuck by your side, and then you get to this point, and like Perry said, you just fucked us. We bought into your plan. We thought you were gonna come back. We thought you were gonna, fucking stop throwing some blows. Nah, you started fucking blowing something else. And with the layoffs,
up
dude,
the damn house.
Yeah, no, with the layoffs, I think with the layoffs on that side, it's like, didn't you just post about some like record profit you just made or something like that, and then you lay off a bunch of people? So it's like, how does that even make you look? And I thought you were trying to be the consumer-friendly company, but that ship has sunk. There is a new man steering the ship, and I think they are just all about the money.
Some people at Xbox got a boner and a bonus, but I guarantee you it ain't the developers.
They've lost their way, and it's just sad to see from people like from the hardcore. And in my opinion, they're still going to have some sense of that old Xbox in there. But
ooh, man, flash
at the end of the day,
is that tonight's giveaway?
I'll strip.
Just
I'll
saying.
take it off.
I got to go to strip point later, so that's where I got my money. Anyway.
Oh, man. No, I'm just sick of it, dude. Like, especially after all the games, and then you cancel studios, and then I'm saying shut down studios, and you're canceling games. I'm just at a point where I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to be like? Oh, okay, that is fine. I'll wait again. I've been waiting since after the Xbox 360 for y'all to clean the fuck up, and you never figure it the fuck out. And this is why it's so annoying. Like, enjoy Xbox for what it is. I love Xbox and I have fun. I play my games on there, but like being real with the company, they're not for us anymore. It's a completely different Xbox over there. And at that point, I'm just going to support you in a different way. I just can't after all this shit. Like, I'm just not going to dump my money into it. Like, I slowly will dump more money into my Switch and my PlayStation just so I can even my libraries out. But at the end of the day, it's just fucked up.
Hey, I'm going to say something that's going to piss everybody off. PlayStation and Steam are having really good fucking sales this week. Yeah. Just saying, if you want to start moving your library over.
That's right.
Oh.
So Perry just went from half dead to whole way dead.
Oh my god!
Somebody got at the defib.
Yep, I got one in my chest. Hang on, let me just hook up another cable.
Get the jumper pack.
Yeah, get the jumper pack. Ready to go.
Put it on his nipples.
Dreadpool, as excited as I was for Perfect Dark, the new direction wasn't my cup of tea. And I can totally understand that. I mean, obviously the trailer was exciting to some people. For other people, what we saw might have not been. I know some people had questionable thoughts about the even the look of Joanna Dark, for example, how she was very like different looking.
Blaskowitz. What was that all about?
Right? Oh, it wasn't that bad.
Are you ready?
No, I didn't think she was too bad. I mean, she looked a hell of a lot better than the girl that was in fucking Fable.
Yeah. X-Men's waiting to drop some bars here.
Drop the heat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Y'all ready?
Go ahead, X-Men. Take it away.
All right, here we go. So when the initiative was first created, and that was actually my first YouTube stream, was the 2017 awards show. It's still the only one that I have on YouTube. I mean, my friends are in there, and we was doing a show and our opinions and stuff like that. And if I remember, that was the one where the initiative first came out as a brand new studio, and they announced backwards compatibility at the time. And I was like, okay, so what was that, like almost 8 years ago, right? So they say they're gonna do a remake of Perfect Dark Zero, right? And I'm like, okay, okay, why Perfect Dark Zero? But they announced that a year later after they figured out what they were gonna do. And the first videos that I saw with the initiative, where they were showing off the people they had and the crew, them drinking beer and nobody working, them drinking beer out of the fridge. And I said, I knew they were about to take advantage of the money. So when you get to a point where they showed the new facility, the facility they were going to be in and everything. I'm like, and then they said, we're going to let them take their time and do what they want to do. I knew.
Yeah, you never
that was. I knew that was a mistake ready to happen. So it's like, we're going to do Perfect Dark. Now, the first few years, they showed some Perfect Dark. And I enjoyed that gameplay I saw, especially the first trailer where you see her up there on the top of the big building. And then they show her going through the building, scanning things, taking people out. I was like, that's thick. And then come a few years later, somebody came in and said, all right, I don't like this. So they totally changed the way I thought that game was going to be. I lost interest. I did not like the way they looked like, all right, Indiana Jones walking around, going through the city, showing their electronic stuff, trying to do it like a cyberpunk kind of thing. I did not like that. So it's like you took 7 years to show us that, which I don't feel like was a big innovation in a game.
Wasn't it fake?
That people were really kind of expecting. You could get that kind of game anywhere. Seriously. That style of game you could get anywhere. To me, I felt like when she was going from building to building, it looked like Indiana Jones. I'm telling you, it looked like Indiana Jones. And I'm like, what's going on? I didn't see her getting deep intel. I didn't see her going into buildings. I did not see her in that last trailer go into any building. All I saw her was on the street. You know, so I thought we were going to get in-building play and all that stuff. So they totally changed the way that game looked. And here's the killer part. You started off around 2017 or around 2018 with this company. And you're supposed to be a new company with a lot of brains in it and brain developers. You had the power of Microsoft with their technology. There is no way you should have took that long to work on one game that already had a previous storyline. Mm-hmm. And all you needed to do was go with either go with the previous storyline or advance the previous storyline. You did not have to do all that stuff. Considering Perfect Dark was set a little bit into the future, the original Perfect Darks, but you totally changed what Perfect Dark was about. So, because you probably wanted to, we need to do something a little bit more creative than the original. You changed everything about the game. It's not even a Perfect Dark anymore. So when they came to you after years later and you really had nothing to show them, it was like the same situation with the people that were taking advantage with them with the money from Scalebound. So, and don't get mad at me, Proto. But when AI is making more games faster than a basic studio with programmers, and a lot of people are incorporating the AI into the game development, you're still going to have people in the studios. But they're making games faster than you. You brought this upon yourself initiative. You did not show any rush to put in the game. And I bring it to the top at Microsoft too. They did not have the right ladder to get on them about doing what they need to do here, doing what they need to do there, putting stuff together. They let everybody be free will and fancy free. There's a time for that, and there's not a time for that. I can understand you don't want to push developers and put them in crunch and all that. That's respectable. But you got to have a little bit of crunch to get them off their ass and do the job. And do the damn job you paid them for. Don't be going every weekend. Don't be going all the time to, we need to have a drink of beer in the company. I feel like a beer right now. Stretch. What damn stretch?
I smell algae because I smell the dread pool.
What? One beer? Two beers? What?
Oh, I'm gonna get to the Forza. I'm gonna get to the Forza part in a minute. What's up, Dread?
Hey, what are you guys talking about, man?
Oh,
They're
you
just
already
having
know
a
what
beer.
I'm talking about.
Sir
Get
X-Men
over it.
They're
around
having
there knows what he's
they're
talking
having a
about.
beer with me while we're doing breaking bread with Dread. Are you kidding me? We're breaking the liquid bread.
Ooh,
But
Communion
goat-
bread.
the goat
they
body
cheese.
shut
of
down
Christ.
because they brought it on themselves. They thought they could get away with just having Microsoft pay for everything, and not getting nothing done. Because I believe when that game that company made, what was it called? About the vampires and stuff, failed and did
Redfall?
not meet that
Redfall,
Redfall did
yeah.
not meet to the expectations of them going there and checking out the game and see what's going on. Feels admitted he messed up on that.
This
one.
is
He
how
should have
this
been
is how
taking
I
on the
see
studio.
about probably about
But
at least
I'm almost-
40% of the developers nowadays. This is how I see them.
Golden banana.
Right, that's how I see most of the developers probably
a
nowadays.
golden
They probably
banana
have-
up the tailpipe.
on an
That's what they
8-hour
did to
workday, they probably
Microsoft.
work about an hour, and the rest of it's just fucking bullshitting and eating pizzas.
But real developers should have something to really show the company of what they have. I don't think they had anything. I think they were fumbling around. They had other companies coming to help them, like my beloved people that make Tomb Raider. That's probably why my Tomb Raider is not here as early as it should,
They
because
didn't
they
walk the plank. They
took
kicked
them
them off the
away.
boat.
You know what I'm saying? Then they had the coalition come and help them a little bit. So you have all these other
Yeah.
developer groups coming in to help you make Perfect Dark, but you did not have anything to show for it. And they said, we just gonna cut it. We just gonna cut it because you people have proven that you can't work together, you can't get a product out, and it's a waste of money. So I'm not mad at, I'm mad at Microsoft about a lot of things, but for this one, I'm not mad about. There's no way that game should have been in 7-year development and you had nothing tangible to show. That's my opinion on that part. Why that studio got shut down. People can get mad at me. People can hate me for my objectivity on the situation.
Fable comes out next year. We're gonna get grounded too before Fable.
Yeah, but I don't know what's gonna happen with that. But Playground Games better get their shit together, because if they don't, that'll be a force sent to them saying, "Look, we will abolish this game, and all you people will be out of jobs if you don't start producing and showing us shit." I can understand why a company would do that. They want to get profit upon their investment. And I don't care if they had to put it on other consoles. They want to see what they're getting,
Let's get our
their
2
money
cents
for.
worth. Let's get our 2 cents worth from our good guest Redpool. It's been a long time friend of the channel.
Oh, no, I didn't get to the Forza part.
Oh yeah. Oh jeez.
You asked me. That's why I said you better hold me to the back end for this one. Don't even think about saying it, Newf.
Well, that was my time.
Never said that.
That was all my time. I'm good to go. Thanks, guys.
Man, shut your ass up.
Redpool.
You ain't going nowhere. Shut up.
Sir X-Men going to take almost as long to this next part of his speech as Forza took to develop.
Hey, I'm going to be shorter than Proto. That's for sure. I'm going to be shorter than
So
Proto.
long later, the narrator died, and they had to hire a new one.
Yeah, but on the Forza thing, this is what ruined Forza after Forza 6. I've been playing Forza since the beginning of the OG Xbox. And then the original Forza, up until after Forza 6, my friends loved Forza, but they complained that all they wanted to do was make it where you play in these 7 and 8. They wanted it where you just play against other people, in competition mode, instead of play with your friends in the game. Now, every time you play with your friends in every previous Forza, after Forza 7, there was no AI to substitute for the spots that were missing to make the game feel more competitive if you're just playing with your friends. They took that out after Forza 6.
So me and my friends was like, it's just us on the track playing against each other. There's no real competition to make the game feel like you're in you're going against anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just you and your friend racing. There's no body up ahead that you got to catch or to make it feel like, you're in a real race. It was just you and another person on a track. Depends on how many friends you got in the room. But if it's only you and 2 or 3, it felt empty. Every other Forza before 7 had AI bots, not AI bots, but bot racers taking the place of other people. And that's when Forza Motorsport started to die. Even Forza 1, which wasn't really technically crazy like that, on the OG Xbox. They had it in Forza 2, Forza 3, 4, and 5, and 6. But they took it away. That's where Turn 10 messed up. They tried to be like the PC racers, where you got to go into like ranked competition all the time. Sometimes that's why Forza Horizon is so good, so approachable, because you want to play with other people. Mm-hmm. You don't want to do that rank stuff all the time. You just want to race with your friends. And that's when they killed motorsport. Now I'm done.
Well, sad, because Forza Motorsport is one of the definitive track racers out there. And like I said, they kind of take a back step, but regardless, it's just weird. Let's go to Dreadpool. Dread, first of all, man, thanks for coming in. No, I think you're still at work tonight, correct?
Yes, I'm still at work. I actually stepped out as a restroom break, but apparently I'm taking a really long shit.
Did you pee on an alligator? Did you pee on an alligator?
Dreadpool coming to us live from the shitter.
I released a 14-footer. How's that?
There it is.
Well, let me
God
say,
damn, dude, you need to cut down the fiber, man.
Let me just say that is more production than what Xbox puts together.
Finished product.
Yeah. So let's start from the top, right? Yeah, so here's the one thing you guys got to remember. I work on for a huge company that's worldwide, and within the company we have other worldwide companies and subsidiaries. All right, so I've seen a lot of this stuff happen even with my field, right? And even the higher ups, I know the bosses directly, none of them want to lay off anybody. Nobody wants to put somebody else's life in jeopardy, their livelihood, putting them on the streets, because a lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck as it is. One paycheck could put you on the street, so they know that. And a lot of times this didn't just come down, right? This is stuff that has been going on for months/years, right? It's hey, look at this, do the numbers. Why are these numbers not making sense, right? The Initiative, a quadruple A studio, made no sense, right? So they were looking into it. They were looking into all these other ones, and all these studios. This has been going on all the time, and for them to say, okay, it's been a year. Now we're down to 6 months down from where we gotta figure something out. Do it again. Crunch numbers again. They crunch these numbers a lot, and sometimes these numbers are unfair. Sometimes you'll get a job that's very difficult, and it makes you look bad. Sometimes you'll get a job that's very easy, and it makes you look good. So who do you give the jobs to, right? You give the easy jobs to the incompetent ones because they can handle it, and you give the difficult tasks to the ones that are great at their job, but because they can't meet the time frame because the job is so difficult, they look like dog shit. So when you crunch those numbers, a lot of times good guys and gals get thrown out because they just ended up having a bad luck in their hand of we're going to give you a difficult task because we know you can handle it. Where Joe Schmo that's been looking at his phone and typing a couple letters and looking at porn or whatever while they're supposed to be working, you know, that's what's going on, right? So, but because it was an easy task, that's all they had to do, and they had all this time to fuck around. So unfortunately, you know, people like that will stick around. But don't forget though, when a lot of the other industries and studios were shutting down, who was the first to like, hey, we got room? Microsoft and Xbox, right? And what did I say back then? You just wait, because they can only take so many, and once they take so many, they're gonna have to lay off a lot of people. So yeah, goodwill intentions are great, but guess what? When you overinflate the number of people you have, people are gone. It's gonna happen, you know. And no manager wants. I don't care how high up you go. Nobody wants to fuck over somebody like that. You know, nobody wants to say, hey, you know what, your job's gone. Yeah, a lot of dicks that I've known as management have felt bad firing or laying off people. Even with the layoffs, you know, they don't want to do it. You know, they've even asked people in my industry, hey, you know, we have to let people go. Is there anybody that wants to voluntarily separate from the company? We'll give you, you know, and you usually when you know, stuff like this, you get severance, right? So you're getting however many weeks, you know, of pay for your years in service. Now, granted, you have to be an actual employee, not a contractor. So now a lot of these people are contractors. So yeah, it sucks, but they're getting their contract paid out, and then they're gone. But that's part of their business. So a lot of times people are up and roaring about, oh, you know, these people lost their job. They were a contractor. When the
you
job's
think that
done,
game development is just too demanding right now, and a lot of the people that grandfathered a lot of studios and have been around through like a lot of different game engines and different technologies have kind of moved on, retired, or switched positions, like I said, and now the industry is largely comprised of a lot of youth that don't really know the values of a work ethic or a true like 8 or 10 hour days.
Think about it.
We see a lot of kids these days now like complain that they got to work 4 hours. You see even TikTokers and stuff complaining about stuff, you know, like, you know, and I'm thinking, you know, the industry is also comprised, not all of them, but don't worry, there's got to be a fine contingent of those type of people in the industry as well.
You have that, because even in my industry, right? We needed manpower. My boss at the time was told hire bodies. He couldn't hire people. He was hiring people above my pay grade that knew absolute nothing. Right? And I've been doing this over 30 something years. Right? So
yeah, that backfired, didn't it?
Well, guess what happened? They ended up splitting up, redoing the numbers. He ended up going into another office and being a manager there. And we got a new manager, and they laid off a lot of people because, again, nobody wanted to freaking work. We had someone that got into an accident and left the scene because he said he didn't think he hit anybody. Right?
Jesus.
What the hell is wrong with y'all down in Florida?
But that was the thing. You know, and our company vehicles have a big ass fucking logo. It's a billboard. You know, so any little thing people like to sue. You know, and it's like, if you think you may have been in an accident, you know, please step up and we gotta just, you know, have a discussion. The guy for 15 minutes of somebody in here was in an accident and they need to speak up. Do it on your own fruition. You know, obviously the guy didn't last long. He was gone, you know, but we also lost 90% of our workforce. So, you know, again, nobody wants to hire people just because you're going to fire them. And nobody wants to fire people because you know that they're relying on this. So it's that catch-22. Yeah, we got to blame somebody, but the blame's not all there, you know, between Satya and Phil. It's the bean counters and the shareholders. They're the ones that are the bigger blames. Unfortunately, who's the head that we see? We see Phil. You know, we see the people that come out and talk to us in these presentations. So they're not blameless. Don't get me wrong. They're not blameless. They're part of the issue, but they're not totally at fault, because if you work 4 hours and you're asked to stay an extra couple hours because somebody didn't show up yet for their shift, and you're going, oh my God, I just worked an extra 2 hours. You only work 6 fucking hours. I work fucking 80 hours, bitch. Are you fucking kidding me? I literally work like fucking 20 hours a fucking day, you know, and I fucking make it, and I do what I got to do, but yet your little pussy can't fucking handle an extra couple hours on a 4-hour shift. Are you fucking kidding me? But that's the same mentality we have everywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the food industry, if it's the service industry, if it's retail. You have all those people there, and yet we have people that are like, $15 is beneath me. I have to have $20 an hour to fuck up your sandwich.
As Clint Eastwood said not too long ago, Clint Eastwood said in a quote not too long ago, he said, the kids these days, he goes, want $20 an hour with a $5 work ethic. Yeah.
Like I said, they want CEO money, but they don't even know how to run anything in the business. And that's and that's the thing. Not saying that all these devs are like that, but this is what brings down their departments. It's like a couple people, and that's why they pulled everybody from home, saying you got to come back to the office, because they were tracking people and realizing that they weren't even working from home. They weren't even working. When you're going out and they could see your Instagram that you're on the beach every day. What's going on here? You don't think they're going to start tracking you
like they're supposed to?
Yeah, well, they're going to be tracking you. So that's the whole thing. There's so much behind all of this stuff that we don't know, but it's easy to have some fucking YouTuber say, oh, look at me, I'm grimy, and I know what the fucking deal is. No, you don't. You're not even a real journalist. You're a bullshitter that's looking for clicks. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, it was misunderstood with what I said. Let me clarify. Bullshit. You're just
me and Dreadpool on the same page. If you don't produce, it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass at the end.
And it's not gonna just bite you in the ass. It's gonna bite
everybody else.
It's gonna bite everybody else. Even your management's gonna bite. We lost managers because we didn't produce. Guess what? One of our managers had a heart attack. He was in the hospital for weeks, right? Months, technically, because he wasn't allowed to come back to work. We worked, the group of us that were still around, and this is before these idiots that we had that were like, oh, we got to get here, right? So, again, we're in a different office, and this manager was out for months. We worked with our coordinators and our salespeople and our customers and everything, and we still produced as if we had management, and he came in, he's like, man, you guys fucked me, and I asked his superior, and I was, because at that time he was kind of overseeing us, but he was hands-free. And he's like, dude, because I asked him, I said, what's going on? He goes, no, you guys did well. You guys, really did real good without him here. So that's how we fucked him, because it showed that we didn't need him. On the other side, like I said, not too long ago, we had all these idiots that couldn't do shit, and we were drowning in bodies, but yet they weren't doing the work. I've been at job sites.
Too many people spoiling the soup.
It's not doing the work, but there's another thing too that the entire industry and a lot of places have it. There's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of people just stepping up and saying, you know what? Yeah, I need to do better, and I'm going to do better, but instead they pass the blame on this. It's somebody else's fault. They pass the buck. And like a great example comes to me from back during the COVID years when Tom Cruise was trying to film not this latest Mission Impossible, the one before that. And he was trying to film. I don't know if you guys recall when he blew up at somebody on set. And the blow up on the set was because a bunch of them were not wearing their masks, and they were kind of fucking goofballing around, and Tom Cruise lost his shit and fucking chewed him out. Now that is the lesser part of the story. The moral of the story was, the bottom line is, and Tom Cruise said, if this studio gets shut down because of you guys, the fuck? Like, if this studio is shut down because of you fucking imbeciles, right? You put us behind, and that means production stops, and that means people like don't have work for days, if not weeks on end, because of the regulations. You see what I mean? Like, that's how it went. What the fuck am I hearing here?
Bro, don't lose yourself.
Christian Bale had the same issue where he's doing his lines and somebody's walking through fucking around, and it's like, look, we're trying to fucking work here. Get the fuck out. If you're not here to work or here for this purpose, doesn't matter if you're here or not to work. But if you're not here for this purpose, get out. Why are you disrupting everybody? Because
in the game industry, when you're behind, and that means the game gets delayed, that means what? That means hundreds of thousands of dollars extra that have to be paid because we're not hitting goals and targets. And because the industry has taken that, oh, well, we're going to be kumbaya. We're not going to go in and put our foot down. We're going to let these people work because they can't handle pressure anymore. Like, sometimes, like, some developers have even admitted, crunch is not great, but sometimes the best work on a project comes out of crunch because people are dedicated and focused on actually working.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. You notice that we didn't hear anybody crying about crunch recently. Because why? Ain't nobody crunching, which means nobody's fucking working. Right. and then I know this part of the topic kind of gets in a touchy-feely part of it, but this whole woke thing with the DEI stuff, you know what? Sir X-Men, did you become part of this panel member because of that, or because you earned of who you are and your reputation of what you've done in the past, right? You've earned this. This wasn't no DEI hire by Newf, was it?
Shit back then.
Right. But that's the thing. When you still get diversity if you hire by competency. You know what I mean? If you hire like that, you still get your diversity. But when they're forcing this stuff on you, they're forcing Joanna Dark to look different because, that's not your everyday girl look. Well, you know what? I hang around a lot of girls, and not a lot of them are ugly. Same thing with the Fable. You know what I mean? Why did they downgrade her?
I like big girls.
Okay, that's fine. But that's again, it's who you. It's also who you hang around with. So if you want that thing, okay, cool. It doesn't say that you can't have bigger girls or different looking ones, but why are you downgrading her face? Why are you downgrading something? Why not? Hey, this is what she looks like. Okay, so we'll enhance some features a little bit, not dehance it. And that's kind of the issue that you wonder why people were going against Fable. You wonder why people were going against Perfect Dark. You have all this stuff. Then you got Stellar Blade coming out, and people are like buying it just because of her yams. And it's like, okay, here you go. And then you have some controversy about another character. I can't remember. Was it Wukong or something like that? Where she was dressed up, and she had two different outfits, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, they downgraded her." It's like, no, they didn't sexify her, and they didn't downgrade her. She just has two different outfits that you can pick once you get to a point, like any other fucking game. So
they need to be happy that they need to be happy that a game came out at a decent time. That's what they need to be happy for.
But that's the whole thing. They're too busy worrying about shit that doesn't matter. Just make the game.
Yep.
Versus, I have feelings about this. I'm going to bring somebody up that many of you guys don't even know, but this person was a person in the gaming industry and had been interviewed about the gaming experience as a female. Okay, now she was well aware that they were going to talk about all this and that, and they said, hey, if there's something you don't want to talk about, just let us know, because we know you got NDAs and this and that. Mind you, she's in the gaming industry. When they started asking her about games, like what games she likes or plays, or like, hey, this is what I've been playing. You know what she says? I don't game. I don't game. So why the hell are you in this industry? And yet she's gone off the deep end with like some some messed up stuff. But this is the people that they're employing.
Yeah.
People like that are not
qualified.
That'd be like a chef.
The
That'd be
game
like a
forward.
chef making food but never tasting his own work. Well, how the fuck would you know if it's any good or
No,
not?
it's well, but that's the thing. It's like having a food critic that doesn't know how food is put together, and yet you're just gonna go to Wendy's and criticize that this hamburger is so great, but yet you go to a AAA restaurant that specializes with Chef Gordon Ramsay, and he makes you a fucking cheeseburger, and you're like, he doesn't have corners on his burgers. What?
That's kind of like
You know what I mean? But that's the mentality we have right now, and people right now on Twitter are up in arms about every little thing. Just because you have an opinion, you can have an asshole, but it doesn't mean anybody wants to hear it.
Mm.
You know, it doesn't mean that your opinion's right. It doesn't mean that you can't have it. But what are you talking about if you don't even know what you're talking about? You know, other than these idiots that are clickbaiting, they know what they're talking about. They're talking about clickbait, and they're getting you riled up, and you guys are falling for it. That's the problem. Is a lot of the division is amongst ourselves versus standing in unity to say, hey, Xbox, what are you doing? Hey, Microsoft, what are you doing here? You guys have been doing it, but you see what I'm saying? There's a way to stand up and say, we're not having this. Just like, what was it, the Game Pass raise? And we all stood together, and then Phil said, no, bring that back down. Because somebody preemptively jumped it up. But the whole freaking community got together and said, whoa, we ain't having this. This ain't right. And they heard it.
Yeah, that was like with the Xbox Live charge going up. That's before Game
We
Pass
stood
got
up
introduced,
for
right?
ourselves and got what we wanted, only to be where we are right now, boys. Hands
that's
on the
the thing,
wall,
because we didn't
spreading
stay
your cheeks,
together.
happy stack.
We didn't stay together. Remember, united we stand, divided we fall, and that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
that's what
you're
we're doing.
absolutely right there, Dreadful. I mean, Jesus Christ,
dude. Dread for Prez. 2028 Dread.
Like I said, when Game Pass went up to $2, I was not that upset.
Anarchy.
I was not upset with the $2 raise. I'm like, that ain't that bad. I'm getting a lot for it and stuff like that. Because there was some people at the same time went up by $10. I ain't saying no names. So $2 was nothing compared to what you were getting. You know what I'm saying? 19, eight. What was it? $17.99 to about what, $19.99? That wasn't that big.
And for now, Game Pass is still a great value. Even at this price, it's still a great value. But at some point, it's going to stop becoming a great value. And again, if Xbox keeps closing studios and keeps taking away reasons to subscribe to Game Pass, that's not a good look. I mean, we've just lost 2 or 3 potential great titles that might have even helped sell Game Pass subscriptions that won't be coming. So what are they going to fill it with? They're going to just fill it with indie games and third parties? I don't know.
There is one thing I agree with you on this one. Stop giving up some of your legacy titles. Stop it. Keep some stuff to your damn self.
You can give away the
Activision. Well, that was part of the deal. We can't do too much about that. But some of these other things they're giving up, like Gears of War, that should have never went over there.
It's a wrap, X-Men.
It should have No. I know it is because
it's all going now.
Yeah, but if you spent so much money, if you spent so much money on buying a game publisher, not just a developer, but a publisher, you got to recoup that. And guess what happens? They're coming for you.
Yeah. I've been saying that forever, man.
You buy that Lamborghini, guess what's going to happen? You can't afford it. And they're going to come after you and get that Lamborghini back. So they're going to get it one way or the other. And it's either blood, sweat, and tears. But if you don't work it, yeah. But if you don't work it and get it back, guess what? They're taking it back. And this is what's going on. There's so many different factions of what's going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. And that's the thing is, I've had conversations with upper management about certain things and how money is pushed here and there. And it's funny because I went to a what used to be part of our company and then became our rival. I went to a retreat as a +1, and they were like shocked that I knew all this stuff because I actually answered some questions that some wives had that the husbands were doing. And I was like, well, they don't have to pay the money back. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, well, as long as it gets booked, they get paid. If it gets canceled, they don't have to return it. You get paid by booking these jobs. Mm-hmm. You don't get paid. You don't lose your pay if the job doesn't book or if it gets canceled after the fact. They only count bookings. So basically, he was telling her, "Oh yeah, I lost this job," and then he would sneak money off. And everybody at the table looked at me like, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "No, I know it's fact." Because I'm talking to these corporate guys. I'm talking to higher level corporate guys. And this is what happens. So what do you think's going on at Xbox and Microsoft and Sony, PlayStation? They have similar payouts for certain things that they're doing that these higher ups are getting away with. And yet who suffers? We suffer. Not just the devs that are lower.
Table shit.
The money's going up higher, right? Who gets the most amount of money for the least amount of work? The execs. Who does the most amount of work to keep these companies floating? The peons. Right? But if the peons ain't working, the execs aren't going to lose their money. The peons lose their jobs. So, again, so it's a huge complex thing that you can't just narrow down like a lot of these YouTubers are trying to narrow down as to, oh, this is because Game Pass is unprofitable. It doesn't matter if it's unprofitable. It's making money enough to keep itself afloat. It's been unprofitable for what, 8 years?
No,
wasn't it supposed to die like the first year?
Money hand over fist.
No, but that's what I'm getting at. Yeah. If it wasn't profitable, how did it pass the 3 to 5 year lifespan that everybody gave it to? Remember, it's a never was. Remember that quote? It's a never was. Well, it's still fucking around if it's a never was. So who's fucking wrong here?
No, I totally get it. I get a little heated. People from the other communities want Game Pass to die because they know what it represents and they know it's great value, and it certainly has turned the industry on its head to a certain degree. And like I said, it's great value, and it depends on who you ask, right? Like, we all know how I feel about it, but that's a totally different story. I just continue to buy my games traditionally, however that might be, right? But I don't really have an issue with Game Pass per se, and I certainly don't have an issue with the people that love it and want to spend their money on it. You do you. Like, it's your money. You spend it how you want. I mean, all I can wish for Game Pass is that there's lots of great games that continue to come to the service. I'd like to see more games stay a bit longer instead of some titles in, some titles out. That sort of thing. And, right now I think we definitely need to see all the Call of Duty should be in there, all that sort of stuff. And, and that's all I could say about that. I definitely, like I said, I don't think it's the Game Pass issue that's causing the people to lose their job. There's other things that float. There's internal things that are going on. And I think every studio is run differently, and there's different management. But I think it's something that we have kind of known for a while, and it's been speculated for a while. And I think, Mike Ibarra has certainly alluded to it on several occasions, that there are management issues within the studios at Microsoft. Halo is the perfect example. That thing went through hell. They went through numerous people, both old school people that brought people back. They got rid of some people. It was all over the board, like Bonnie Ross thing, the whole 9 yards. That was a fiasco, right? So obviously, maybe the studios are getting too big that nobody can control what's going on. Maybe that's part of the problem, because you look at a lot of the credits on some of these games, and the fucking things go for like an hour and a half. It's like, seems like there's like 1,000 people involved in a game somehow. So how do you control all the moving parts? How do you keep, and maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of indie devs really come to fruition, and why we're seeing a lot of great work, because their teams are small, they're focused, they know they got to put in the work or these games don't come out, and they know that a certain level of quality has to be there with their games, otherwise they're DOA. They rely on word of mouth. They got to put something out that's pretty decent. and hopefully that it sticks and they can build enough revenue to get, you know, a sequel off the ground and bigger and better, you know. And I think that's where the industry's at right now. And Disney brought it up in the chat that all these free-to-play things are getting away with murder to some degree. I'm not saying that all the free-to-play stuff they're not some great games, but what we're seeing is the minimal amount of effort and a maximum return payout. And it kind of sets a bad example for the industry, because then what about all the people that did work 5 and 6 years on a game and put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, work their fucking asses off? They come out and the game can barely sell, and yet they watch fucking Fortnite over there with the most mundane fucking shit ever, like, and all these stupid ass skins, and that's just making bank. It's like, I can't even go with Call of Duty anymore because that's fucking stupid. It's not even funny. Beavis and Butthead and Ninja Turtles and fucking Terminators and shit running around. Like, I hope to God Battlefield stays away from that crap.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I'm so done of it.
Anyway, I'm gonna get going so that way you guys can continue your podcast, seeing that I've hijacked it for too long.
No,
and I got to get back to work because
this was an amazing shit break. We thank you.
That's what I was going to say. This actually is done.
I didn't know you worked for a living.
Just when you walk back in, it's like, the deed is done, sir. The deed is done.
Yeah,
I'm in the van right now. I'm in the van right now, sweating. So it's probably going to look like I've been pushing out a freaking watermelon or something.
Nah, just so you, boss. Look how hard I've been working, boss. Look how hard I've been working to get out.
That fucking hoagie hit me hard, boss.
Yeah, dude. Caution tape around the bathroom. I blew that sucker out. Give it about 45 minutes.
You just got to get a can of fart spray and spray it over your ass and smell like you just had a really bad turd.
Yeah, dude.
Just give it 45 minutes.
I'll just spray some freshener everywhere and be like, I blasted it so bad, don't go in there.
Hey, Wicked's okay. Anyway, he got a bidet to wipe out all the shit.
Yeah, I got a bidet.
His name just went from Dreadpool to Dreadstool.
If I'm gonna use my new bidet at my house for the first time, nobody will be there, because if it hits and I scream or purr like a goddamn walrus, I don't want anyone to hear me.
Dude, you almost said it. You almost said it. You're gonna moan. You're gonna moan on that one.
Oh, when it hits me, Dread, I'm gonna be like, oh.
He gonna be like, "What was this all my life?"
I won't even see anything. My eyes will be in the back of my head. I'll be Undertaker. I'm like, oh.
So originally, I was gonna come in here screaming, "No, no, no! I'm not accepting this shutdown of GAD."
Wow.
But it is what it is. Newf, you got to do what you got to do, brother. And again, people got to remember. People have reasons, and if it's for their benefit that they got to do it, then they got to do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to see it go, but again, I support you as a friend, and it is what it is. And
it'll be around. It'll just be less of it, like a lot less. But that's okay.
But that's what I'm saying. It just won't be the same. So, but again, as much as I don't want to see it go, I still support your decisions.
I appreciate it, brother.
You know what I mean? And that's the way. That's the way people need to remember. Just like someone moves on to a different job. They're not betraying you. They just have to do something better for their life. To feed their family. So again, I tell them the same thing. I don't want to see you leave, but you know what? I support you in doing what you got to do to take care of your family. So this is the same thing. And for you guys to still stick around together after GAD, again, we'll be there to support you guys too. So anyway, I'm out.
All right, brother. Again. Take care. We'll see you later.
Peace, brother.
Man.
One last thing.
It's time for the bidet.
Ketchup and onions. I can taste it.
He's coming to your house to borrow yours, your Wicked Hawt.
What's up? Oh, yeah,
Pull's heading to your house so you can borrow your bidet.
Yeah. Come on in, Dre.
Did you guys know you can wash your ass at Wicked Hawt's house?
I know Perry loved my rant on Xbox and the dumb shit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Alrighty. Any further thoughts on this, guys? I mean, it's like beating a dead horse. I think we've all
shot the horse, but
nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Now this horse is
he's already dead.
Yeah. Ooh, horsey burger.
That's right, dude.
It's just
might have burned your motherfucker.
Yeah, all I can say is things are definitely awry at Xbox. It's not a good look. It's hard to defend. We wish all the people that do get layoffs that they land somewhere else, or perhaps they get rehired, or whatever the hell may be. But regardless, seeing the property shut down, that really sucks too. So I don't know, man. I don't know. We're in some weird fucking times, and they're not the only company. So we're looking at all of you guys. Pluck and PlayStation's been guilty of it too. They had their stuff there earlier on in the year, but Xbox is just like, it's just one after another with them lately. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, auto companies are screwed.
So
it's just a never.
It's basically at this point. It's basically at this point, with the exception of Nintendo, it's everybody's out there saying, okay, we're going to do this, and then the next guy comes around and says, "Here, hold my beer."
It's like, right.
Right?
Beer. No, but you see the points that Dread are making, and we see it ourselves. I mean, all of us here have been around people at our jobs and our workplaces, and it's only getting worse. It's not getting better, and this is partly the parents, it's the school systems, it's everywhere. It's just there's a lack of respect. There's a lack of work ethic. There's, when people are complaining that working a 10-hour job a week is like fucking too many hours and they don't have enough time for themselves. I'm like, fuck, most of us have been working, 40 plus hours a week, if not more, right? You're dedicated to your jobs,
the sad part, most people that work 10-hour jobs have 3-day weekends, and they complain about working 40 hours within 10-hour days. But you got weekends off and you're still bitching.
Yeah.
Those are the people that crack me up.
Yeah, I
got a friend here that's like that, and she's the perfect example of everything what's wrong with society, because she's one of these people that she can get a job, but she never keeps a job, because every time she gets a job, she will quit it. She never lasts more than 2 weeks tops. It's like she's one of those people that complains that she don't get the hours, and then when she gets the hours, she complains that she got too many. So you can never win with these people. You know what I mean? And there's always a problem with the employer, a problem with the job, or a problem with this, and you're like, this is what you applied for. It was laid out in front of you when you got the job. First of all, I commend the fact that you can keep getting these fucking jobs, considering that you have no job skills, you have virtually no references, and and all that fucking shit, but you still keep getting these jobs. But again, you can never win. Give her too many hours, she'll complain she works too much. Give her not enough hours, she complains she works too little. Like there's so many people out there like that where you just can't win, because they're always bitter. They're always they want to be lazy, but they expect everything to be given to them, like their entitlement.
I have an answer for that, and it may sound CP, but if you didn't want to do all that, you should have got married. I'm sorry to put it out there, but
shit, that don't even matter anymore. X coming.
Oh yeah, I know, but I just had to say it. I'm sorry. I might
and just and Dread did make a whole lot of good points, and seeing looking at it from that way, because I'm management myself, and it's like, I can definitely see where he's coming from. I still think a lot of the scummy stuff we're hearing coming out of the pipeline is definitely scummy, and that's definitely like corporate shit. And he nailed it right on the head, talking about the bean counters and shit.
Yeah,
but it's just a horrible situation around.
And how many of you guys on this panel maybe have been at a workplace, and especially if you're the person who does the hiring, you're a manager or whatever, you've hired people. How many times has this happened? Because I've seen it happen a lot, where you hire the employee, either full-time or part-time, and you hire them, and you lay out exactly what their roles will be, what their pay is supposed to be, how many hours are required, and what their role is going to be. And they all go, yep, I'll take the job and I'll come to work tomorrow. And sure, it's all fine and dandy for about 3 weeks or 6 weeks or maybe a couple of months. And then all of a sudden, when you kind of get past their probationary period, it's like, oh, well, I need all my Saturdays off. Oh, I need an extra $1 raise. Oh, I need to have early offs because I got to pick up my kids. Oh, you get all, and I've seen that happen a lot, and I mean fucking a lot at a lot of the places I've been.
More times than I can count.
Did you not understand how you got hired? So how do you get to change the fucking terms?
Yeah.
Perry, did you see what your wife said in the chat? Really, Pink? Really?
What?
She said spread.
She was talking about Dreadful.
We're just trying to keep Dread from getting in
messed up, babe.
Dread didn't make it. He didn't make it to the bathroom.
And I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I don't have, like at my job, that I don't have the odd day where I'm just not feeling it and I'm not working like 100%. I'm not busting my ass. I think we all have days like that where we know we didn't give our all, right? That goes for sports. It goes for everything, right? But I think most days, as long as most employers know what they're getting and they know what you're capable of and they trust that you will get it done, that's all that matters.
Everybody has a bad day.
Yep.
Most employers. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has a bad day. Everybody has a time when, your business is just slower. Or maybe you're goofballing around or chatting it up a bit more. My business has that. And my boss is okay with when it's slow. It's like when the things are slow, it doesn't expect me to fucking, make work projects every 5 minutes. But when the store is, like you say, you work at the speed of your business. So when it needs people to pick up the pace, you got to set the example, right?
You know what's sad about this, and all of us guys know this, being older gentlemen, except for Wicked. Layoffs have been around. Layoffs have been around for forever. And now people are making it a big deal. It hit the 70s, it hit the 80s, it hit the 90s. Layoffs hit the early 2000s when we had the housing problems.
Yep.
It's always been around.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making a big deal out of nothing. It's just a part of the world. It happens. You can't get upset. So they have more people working on a project, okay? But it happens. Eventually, they're going to let a lot of them go after the project was over. But you would have cried about that too if they had made a game right and out. That's part of the world, and it's normal. But they just want to throw shade at somebody on a console, layoffs. Somebody on another console, layoff. Somebody in the tech industry, layoffs. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of life. I've dealt with it before. I'm sure we've all been through that.
Oh, yeah, man.
But it's just a factor of life. You can't have everybody working all the time. Why would anybody advance to another job and improve themselves if you did that? Thank you.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next topic, shall we? I think this is going to be beaten to death, and there's not much else we can say about it. Just again, it sucks to all the people that got laid off. It really sucks.
Newf, got anything to say on that one?
And lastly, for the games that got canned, it
Did
also
I get
sucks.
muted?
No, I can hear you, dude. What's going on? What are you talking about? Yo, Sir X Man. You can hear me, right, Perry?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, man.
I don't know what's up with him.
Oh no, I hit the wrong button. I hit the button that muted you guys. That's my
He hit the gay button.
Oh wow. Anyway, I
Anyway,
wanted to talk quickly about Battlefield 6. Apparently, the reports are coming in saying this game is well up to about $400 million in development. I can believe it because we haven't seen a Battlefield for several years other than 2042. Based on the footage based on the footage I've seen so far, it's looking like it's going to be an incredible game. The people over at EA say they're hoping for about 100 million people to be playing this game. They want it to be big. And I think if there was ever a year for Battlefield to curb stomp the competition, it is now, because I think Call of Duty is really going to fucking drop the ball this year with that new Call of Duty game. Now, maybe you guys on the panel disagree with me, but I think the new Call of Duty looks like dog shit, and I'm staying
I think
as
it's
far
just
away
an
from that as possible.
expansion,
It's lame as fuck.
So I'm staying away from Call of Duty, and I'm going all in on Battlefield in 2026. So how do you guys feel about that? Where's your excitement level? I am down with it. People that have been close to the game are saying this is as close to Battlefield 3/4 as it's ever been. And we got to remember that Vince Zampella has got his hands deep into this next Battlefield. So guaranteed it's going to be a return to form, I think. How does everybody feeling? So how about you, Wicked Hawt? You look like you're fucking excited. I know because you're a big Battlefield guy.
Oh, yeah, he's got his hands on it all right. He's fucking fisting right through it. I am ecstatic for it. I am through the roof, bro. I think that, like you said, bro, it's a perfect time to make a comeback, baby, because Call of Duty is just losing their way, and they're putting stupid shit in their video games, and they're losing us. But you know who's going to save us? Battlefield, because they're going to stay true to what they are. They're going to bring back how they used to play the old games, and we're going to be right back in the fucking swing of things. I cannot wait, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We see that destruction. Hopefully that lives up
ain't
to
that
it.
right, Wicked?
Oh, I'm just like, I need it. It's oh, man. And I think there's going to be a Warzone 2. Is that the rumor?
Oh, a fire, that fire.
That's an
mode that
Xbox.
they had.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. That mode was fun in Battlefield 5.
I think they're going to do a new, like a
Firestorm.
Warzone.
That's what they called it.
Yeah.
Firestorm. Yeah, they're
Please
heard a
make the
rumor they're
fucking
gonna
flying
do-
vehicles much easier to handle, please, because they're fucking awful.
Yes.
Yeah, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3 had some of the best flying mechanics.
In regards to
142 is awful.
Battlefield,
I can't control the planes at all.
Yeah, it's hard to fly
Well,
the
I don't
plane.
fly it. But I have a question. I have a question for y'all. For I know X-Man could probably either clarify or straighten it up for me. Within the new Battlefield that is coming out, because it started in the last one, certain classes usually had certain guns. Is it
Every class will have its own gun set. Yes, it will.
Or I was gonna say, or let me just say it all, just so everybody can hear what I was gonna say. Or do you get to just pick your class and then you could put any gun as your primary?
No, I'd rather have every gun. They said every gun's gonna have their own class. Now, here's the thing: since they're bringing a story mode back, I hope they put in there if you accomplish certain things in the story mode, like I did in Battlefield 4, you would get that gun in your arsenal that another class had, but you have to beat the story mode in certain ways to unlock it. Because I had to beat Battlefield 4 at the end on my decision where if I let the girl die, or I let the girl live, or the guy live. I chose to let the girl die so I could get my P90 unlocked for my and have it in my class.
You bastard.
So
see,
I hope
I
they
like
bring
there
that.
too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The other one gave you a shotgun.
Yeah.
But the other one,
time,
if you let Frank die, the black guy die, you get or if you let Frank live, you get the shotgun. But if you let the girl live, then you get the P90. It depends on choices. Like throughout the whole game, it was based on choices in Battlefield. And I love that. Some missions, I was like, all right, I have to get gold on this one to unlock this. So it gave you choices to get certain weapons, and I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, in the incentive drive. I just hope, as a medic, don't fuck me and give me a fucking close combat gun. As a medic, you give me a medium range gun. Therefore, I cannot you know what I mean? Like Battlefield 1, I had a rifle as a medic. Battlefield 5, they gave me an SMG. So I'm up in the front lines healing people, dying a lot. Then
I want an LMG if
I got a rifle.
I'm a medic. So
give me a carbine, give me a fucking marksman rifle, or give me an assault rifle as a medic. And I'll be happy. I don't give a fuck what else you give me.
That's why I said I hope the story mode unlocks that for you, so that way you'll have it with any class you choose or play with. So at least bring that fact back. Just don't bring a story. Give people incentive to play the story for unlockables, like you did in Battlefield 3 and 4.
Agreed, brother. Well, I'm good on that point. Anybody else?
How do you guys feel about it's going to be hit or miss? What are you excited about? What are you not excited about?
It's day one by. I'm not in the top
classic
it's going to be A.
Oh, why you got to hurt me like that, Perry?
What?
Damn. Perry's showing this up, and it's got the original IO port. Oh,
Oh,
Making me
dude, I
feel
used
my
to
age.
use the link cable and link 2 games together. It was F1 Racing that they had for the PlayStation, and Assault Rigs. I loved Assault Rigs battling against my friends.
Well,
look, he's got an Xbox. Look,
I still got the cord.
Well,
I
guess
still
what?
got the link cord.
What?
GameStop takes these for $55 broken. So.
What?
They're not hard to fix.
No, I know, but who cares, right? Trade them in the GameStop, get $55, buy a new game.
I'm about to go to the flea market.
In the flea market.
So are we going to talk about real quick the one that only me and Wicked played?
go on.
Oh, you
What's
mean
the one that only you and Wicked played?
Mecha
You guys
cheeks?
playing with yourself in the bedroom?
Mecha cheeks.
Yeah.
Mecha
When I
cheeks.
play, this is
Mecha
me
break.
on Mecha cheeks, and it's like, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
He's working it like he owes the pimp money.
It's like, wow. Welcome to Game After
Did
Dark.
somebody clip that fucking sound?
So Wicked,
Please, somebody.
Mine's gonna be short, but I'll let him give you his first experience with it because I've been playing it a little bit longer. Bring it, kid.
Oh, my bad, dog. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta bring the heat, man.
All right, this is the easiest way I'm going to break it down for y'all as a new person to the game. It is a mixture of Gears of War. It is a mixture of that, Space Marine 40K. With the way the classes are, it's very hard to pick one. And a little bit of a mix of Transformers / Gundams with the mechs that you are using. For me, I was very much on the ground. Very different from X-Man, who is a flyer. So I was literally pressing the B button, evading left and right as I'm shooting a guy with a cannon. He jumps up into me. We start going at it. I have a battle axe because I'm more of a tank player. So I'm
you got the shield too. You got the shield.
Yes,
you can pull up.
There's shields. You can fly. There's guys who use only energy weapons. There's guys who use only kind of like drone guns and bullets. It's very diverse. You got to look at the team. You got to look at kind of who's playing for what. It's a lot. It's really in depth, but I would advise everyone to go try it. Free to play on Xbox and on PC. I do not think it's on PlayStation, but
no, it's not.
But it's free to play, so you do not need a subscription, I think, on the Xbox or to play it at all. So give it a go, guys. And you can edit the assets on your character. So take it away, X-Man.
All right, here we go. Mega Break, good game to jump into at first, but it takes a while to get used to it. You have to play with your settings, even on the Xbox, to get it to feel the way you want it to feel. Then it's a game that's very detailed orientated. So when me and Wicked play on Sunday, I'm gonna teach him how to use his mods correctly and how to use some of his attributes to add on to the game. It's very mech orientated as far as that way, because if you played mech games, you know there's a lot of detail in your mech that you can set up for the game, for your character. So it's like you get a squad together and you guys get a camaraderie, and then you start feeling it. It's like Battlefield. You know your person's weakness and your strong points. So that's what I like about it. You work together. But the mechs are awesome. The strategy of the game is awesome. It's like a little they got every style of play when you're online playing against other people. They have other modes where you can just play with your crew and get to feel the game out in missions now. And
I did like a mosh pit. There's a mosh pit.
I did the mosh mosh. I do the mosh mosh. Yeah, I do the mosh mosh.
Mosh pit just throws a bunch of random game modes at you. Like it's almost like Overwatch. Move the payload. Yeah. There's like
now be careful. There are certain areas that have other live people in there that will kill you.
It's a lot of game modes.
To stay away from that section, and just do the base missions that are in the, that's got you set up. But now you go. The blowing up and the accuracy of the shooting is just bar none, dude. The handling, once you get it, you're not going to get it at first, but once you get the handling of the vehicles and how they perform, it becomes automatic for you. The maps are really the toughest part on where to go. Once you figure out how that works and how drops work and how pickups work and all that, it makes you feel satisfied at the end of a match. It is one of them where you keep what you kill, you just got to survive. But there's a little bit more where I can tell him how he can say it later on in the game where I'm teaching him, where it'll tell you how to get your pickups and then send them back to your storage so you can sell them online, sell them within the game. People will buy it if they want that, or you can add them to your vehicles. So yeah, it's a great game. I love the chemistry. I hate the fact it's one of them free for plays where people can buy stuff. But here's the cool part: when you go in the ranked games, those extra super extra mods that people buy, everybody's equal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't give nobody an advantage. It all depends on the mech that you have and how powerful the mech is when you get it. Now, super powerful mechs, it's like they have a disadvantage because they're slower. So quicker mechs can take them down, but it's a double-edged sword. That mech that's at the bottom might have shields all around them, and the healing mechs are pretty much the easiest ones to take out, the ones that heal you all the time. But it's always been like that in every game. The healers are always weak. But it's a very diverse game as far as playing style to cater to your style of playing. And I did not expect that. I was just thinking of a mech game that I wanted to play. And I didn't know that game was that detailed. Sorry about that. And here's the funny part. I'm mad at Microsoft. They have this game, and it's on PC. And you're not pushing it out advertising. It's your baby right now that you helped them develop, but you're not pushing it out. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be real. If this was on PlayStation and PC only, you think PlayStation wouldn't be advertising this game at the side of their ass?
Well, maybe they laid off the people that were supposed to advertise it for it.
No. I don't think they did. But they don't advertise no more. How many times have we been saying that, Newf, in this community? They don't advertise.
You know what Phil said? Phil was like, "No, I'm missing that."
But I'm sorry, it's a good game that people are streaming everywhere, and they think it's just PC. They don't know it's Xbox. So, and the game getting high marks. It's getting 8s and 9s, dude. So I'm a little disappointed in Microsoft on that part. You have a banger, and you're not putting it out as far as being on your console. That's the part that pissed me off. They don't even tell people it's in Game Pass, even though it's a free game.
No, you're just a beta tester until they bring it over to PlayStation. That's all.
No, it's a full-blown game. It's a fully out game.
I'm being sarcastic. You're going to play the game. You're going to bug test it, basically, and then it's going to come.
No.
PlayStation's going to have a definitive edition.
No, we did all that. We did all that for about 7 months.
Wait, hey, what? Hey, look at him. Hey, everybody stop. Look at this man.
All right, Minecraft guy.
Jack Black appeared in the show now.
It almost looks like the computer's doing it. That's how real it looks. But is it a box over his head?
No, it's a
box into his background.
Pickles, you outdid yourself this time.
But no, this is the part that upsets me.
Pickles tells him to keep that on during those intimate moments.
I've seen them have good games
Steve
that came out just on their console, and they never advertise it no more. It's like, Jesus Christ. You might sell some games if you advertise it.
Absolutely. True.
But I'm done. It's a great game. People should give it a try.
There you go. Mecha Break, guys, on Xbox right now. Go check it out
Yep.
if you haven't already. I'll try to get to it maybe later tonight. I'll download it. So
Now, Newf, don't get married.
Alrighty.
By God, he's got it.
But there is a learning curve in this game, and I know how frustrated you can get with some games.
Nah, you got this. Newf, you a PS player. You're gonna jump in, and you are going to. It's gonna take you 2 seconds. Get your sensitivity down. You're gonna be fucking.
He's got the blue pill. He ain't got to worry about his sensitivity.
He's got the moves like Jack.
No, I'm married. You're always going to worry about sensitivity.
Easy.
All right, we're at the end of the show, guys. So unless anybody else has got anything you want to bring up before we close it out. And just a reminder that, yes, while Gaming After Dark is going dark at the end of this month, yeah, we're going to do another couple of episodes together because I didn't really kind of want to end it in the middle of like a month sort of thing. I'll just take it through the end of the month and let the boys do their thing. But, yeah, I hope you'll stick it out with us and come back for the last couple of episodes. It should be a lot of fun, and for sure, and then we'll go from there. So. But now it's time to get those questions ready for Cletus, Safehouse, or Arnold. They are in the building.
Oh, I got a question for Safehouse.
Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
Safehouse, is it true that Microsoft laid you off because you were smoking cigarettes in the lobby?
Goddamn, man. How the fuck first of all, it's really good to be back on this show. Number 2, Newf, you're a fucking asshole. Fucking bring shit back. Fucking cancel it, you goddamn cock. You're about as effective a Microsoft. You should go to work for Microsoft. You don't know what the fuck you're doing either. First, yeah, man, look, man. When I was bored, I had a fucking cigarette in my mouth. You know what I mean? They kicked me out many times because, I've been fucking caught in the washroom, fucking smoking cigars and fucking masturbating. Fucking always smell like fucking cigarette smoke and fucking jizz all over the goddamn place. You know what I'm saying?
It's everywhere.
I left that fucking washroom just reeking, man. They had to fire my ass. And they had to bring me back because they realized that I was too fucking important. And I was one of the only few guys who got balls big enough that drop that I could fucking tell some people where the fuck they could take the kite and fly it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking cockasses. All you fucking cockasses. But glad you all here the fucking chat's awesome. Yeah, baby. Just go with us rocking, baby. Let's do it.
Oh, man.
Arnold, who would you like to pepperoni punch over at Microsoft?
I want the pepperoni punch the whole goddamn lot of them all. Okay? First of all, the first one is gonna have to be Matt Booty, because what the fuck has he done since he's been there? He looks like some fucking butch guy from The Walking Dead. He walks around doing nothing. He hasn't said anything important since they hired his ass. He's just there, and of course his fucking last name is Booty. This should have been giving him the booty, because I think all he's doing is giving the fucking dick, the fucking Sarah Bond over there, and he's making Larry Hood watch with his white gloves on.
He's like, you're next, pal.
What the fuck is going on at Microsoft? They don't know what they're doing. They can't even do the maid properly.
Can you please say, Arnold, Xbox Game Studios, you are terminated?
Xbox Game Studios, you are terminated.
Wow.
Hasta la vista, Xbox.
Oh,
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, Booty.
Oh, man.
Hey, Arnold,
No.
when you made the movie Jingle All the Way, were you thinking about Phil Spencer?
Yeah.
Of course, when I made the movie Jingle All the Way, it's about Phil Spencer. Phil Spencer's been jingling my nuts the whole time. That's what he's here. He hasn't been focused in years. I had invited Phil over to my house one time for a party. And of course, between fucking my donkey and then fucking the maid, he was all over himself. He couldn't decide what he wanted to do, all that stuff. And, he has been a changed man ever since. I mean, look at all the weight he's got. I mean, I swear to God, he's Ozempic Phil all of a sudden. What the fuck? So I don't know what the hell he's up to, dude. Honestly. But I wish him all the best before he destroys himself. I'm going to tell you right now That man looks like he's about to self-destruct.
Hey, Arnold, I heard
His
when
fuel cells aren't working.
Phil jingled your balls all the way, an angel got his wings.
Of course, did you notice all the extra angels that are up in your house right now, X-Man? Of course you jingle the balls. I think you've been jingling some balls yourself.
Yeah.
Jingling the balls all the
That
way.
means we all got to go to Wicked for his bodega.
We're all gonna get on. We're all gonna get.
Can you imagine fucking 5 dudes showing up at fucking Wicked Hot's house and everybody wants to use the bathroom? It's like this old lady's like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody's like coming in. Oh yeah, ass is fresh. Baby. Let's go.
They just knock on his door. They just knock on his door. We heard you got a bidet.
Next thing you're in there fucking washing your armpits and fucking brushing your teeth with the bidet.
Yeah, I just had a 12-inch. I just ate a 12-inch burrito with sour cream and beans. Wicked, I need to use your bidet.
Jesus Christ, dude, I don't think that's gonna help.
X-Man's gonna swing all the way over there and just be, I saw some my burrito, baby, because you know it's good to me.
I mean, fucking
All right, last question, anybody? Cletus, Safe House, whoever?
Well, I was going to ask Arnold one more thing real quick.
Go ahead.
Sir X-Man told the ladies that during New Year's one year, he went to someone's basement and they put on not straight porn and he was forced to watch it. Was that your house, Arnold?
You got to stop it right now before I unveil the Epstein list, okay? He's probably on it. It wasn't at my house.
I can't believe I said that on that show Sunday.
That was awesome.
But I don't even know what a non-straight porn is, but it sounds quite interesting. You would care to go into
No,
details.
it was not interesting, dude. These women were crazy that I was hanging out with.
Did you lose control when you saw the asshole?
Hey, I got a threesome out of it that night, so I don't care.
Let's give this man an award. Let's send him an Xbox achievement for threesomes at the not straight fucking porno party.
Oh my god, dude! Fucking.
And you just hear the ding.
Yeah,
I got a new name for Phil Spencer. I'm going to call him Fruity Ass Phil from now on. Shout out to the Jerky Boys.
Ooh, Perry, here's a new name for Phil. Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Hey there, fruity ass.
You know where Phil Spencer hangs out?
Fruity Phil.
Pickle Park.
You know what?
You know where Pickle Park is?
Watch him make an AI generated something about that, having him eating IHOP with the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Does anybody in here know what?
That guy doesn't do the commercials no more.
Oh my god. Does anybody in here
All
know
right.
what AI is for? Good.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show. Big thanks to the chat. Of course, thanks to our special guest who popped on for a little while there. Chase Jones, what's going on, my brother? Tell us. Ray, Dizzy Delta, Stevie Mac. Harold was in the building earlier. Frank's been here as well. Pink Pickles has been in the building. We had Infinite Hero here earlier as well. Supersonic Station's been here. We got a really good crew here tonight, guys. Amazing chat. Thanks for being here. It means the world to me. Over the next couple of weeks, obviously. Like I said, it's going to be an emotional trip as I get to the final one, but it's been a wild ride, man. And like I said, it's not easy to make this announcement. And I already know what some people are probably thinking or behind the scenes. Just get Newf for a couple of months, he'll be back. No, I told you guys when I said when I shut it down for the third time. I said when I shut it down again, it's done for good. Like. Yeah, I'll still come back. Again, I want to reiterate, I'll still come back and do an impromptu show from time to time. So technically, it will still be around, just on a much lesser basis. So that's the good news, right? I'm not going anywhere. I don't intend on not hanging out with these guys. We're still going to play games and all that good shit. Just I'm not committing to a weekly thing anymore. And I'm not starting up any more podcasts or nothing either. I think I'm just kind of finished for the most part. So but it's been a great show. Great another one in the books. Let's let everybody get out of here. Let's start with your Wicked Hawt. Let people know where they can catch you, bro.
Oh, well, you guys can catch them in the usual places, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Twitter,
PC.
Yeah, baby, PC. Yeah, I'm everywhere. You can find me. I'm probably on the billboard when you're driving to work. But I'll catch you next Tuesday, baby, for another episode of Gaming After Dark. See you next time, boys.
All right. Sir X-Man, let people know where they can catch up with you, man.
I think there's the Dragons Den this weekend, but I'm not sure. But Sunday, you're gonna see me and Wicked Hawt playing Mecha Break, and I might stream it on YouTube.
Cool. You can see how hot my character is.
And we'll just go at it and have some fun, so people can really get a glimpse of how much fun that game is. That's about it. And
Proto
next
Foxy.
week again.
What's up, brother? Let people know where they can catch up with you. Maybe check out some of those videos you've been doing lately.
Well, you can find me, in the usual spots. Links in the description below. YouTube and stuff like that. Yeah, just kind of just plugging away at my backlog of toy reviews that I've been doing, and of course, gonna start getting prepped, set up to move over to the new show Tuesdays after GAD is finished. Other than that, you're gonna find me here up until that point on Tuesday nights here on Gaming After Dark.
Sweet. RWK, our good buddy, he drops a $1.99 super chat to close out this show. Take it away, Perry.
Great show, guys. As always, Arnold, will you be back?
Of course, Arnold will be back. Arnold, that's his tagline, isn't it? I'll be back. So yes, Arnold will be back from time to time. I'm sure if we do an impromptu podcast or some really big gaming news, we'll get together, and I'm sure those cast of characters will be kicking around somewhere. So thanks again for the super chat and all the love, guys. You're amazing. Thanks again.
Yes, sir.
Perry, obviously you're a busy man, so let people know where they can catch up with anything you got going down. And we got to get some Mario Kart on the go again soon too, by the way.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
we do. Mario Kart's gonna make a comeback. You can find me every Wednesday night on the Gamecomplainers YouTube channel. We do the podcast between 9:30 and 10 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. And then throughout the week, we'll throw random podcasts up depending on the situation. We have a podcast called Xbox Goes to Hell. Again, that's an emergency situation.
That's fucking first.
You didn't even know. Newf just jumped on the show and started going crazy. So it was great.
I will never be on that show.
I loved that show. That was awesome. I thoroughly enjoy it when I'm at work, and I'm like, oh my god, it's on.
But yeah, I do a bunch of podcasting and streaming. I'll stream myself playing games and stuff like that. So check it out every Wednesday night, 9:30, 10 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Frank, Anthony, and Fred for the Gamecomplainers podcast.
There you go. And guys, you know where to find me, at least for the next 3 weeks, right here, hanging out with these cast of cats on Gaming After Dark. And thanks again for being here, guys. Hope everybody is doing well. And most importantly, have fun and game on. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Peace out.
Peace.
Later.
Hasta la vista. And